future, or really, this is the present, and this video was actually shot 2 months ago. It was kind of a proof of concept and to see if I could do it before I knew anything about lighting or sound or having a microphone or any of that stuff or tighter shots. So I was going to just get rid of all of it, but it's really a cool world and I hated to lose it. So you're going to have to watch some of this early struggles of mine. Not that it gets terribly better, but it'll hopefully get a little better in the future. Anyways. Also, it was in the middle of lockdown and I had not had a haircut in over a year. So please don't hold that against me as you learn about some building up and building out. Let's see, last week I did a little demonstration of building out after a bottom-up construction that I had done the week before, and I realized that I haven't done all of that in one go, so I thought today I will demonstrate again bottom-up building up and then top-down building out. Just to demonstrate how you can use both top-down and bottom-up processes for world building in a pretty quick time frame. So I'm going to spend about an hour, see if I can build a whole new world off of some random generated ideas. I'm going to grab 5 out of this bucket of ideas, reused trick or treat. Some of them were left over from QuaranCon and some of them just threw in there. So let's grab 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll see what we can make out of these random things. Today they are going to be animal spirits. I guess we can write these down. Animal spirits. A chaotic magic. That means that I'm going to grab a magic system from Chaotic Shiny. It's a good website for generating magic, well, just anything random. Let's see, I've got it up already, and transportation, offensive spells, confusion spells, and strength spells are considered this technique's central ability. It can only be learned by those already touched by magic. It uses runes to access magic. So that will be my magic system in this secondary world that we're building. Animal spirits, magic based on transportation, offensive spells, confusion spells, and strength. Dragons, that is always a good one. A mirror of prophecy. And the last, I think I gotta figure out a way to get these open faster. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Zombies. Alright, so I've mentioned before how there's a kind of triangle of fantasy conceits, which are changes you make to the world. Geography, biology, physics, metaphysics, technology, and finally culture. And that means that the ones at the top have the biggest effect on the world, which would be geography. So I'm going to put these into order. Let me see. Dragons is going to be biological. Zombies and animal spirits both fall under, let's see, that would be metaphysics, which you can't really tell the difference right here, but zombies, because they are undead and therefore do not abide by biology, which is over here. And then animal spirits. Mirror of prophecy is going to be under magic. I'm just going to write magic mirror. And then again, also a magic system, which was kind of random. So, these are my 5 conceits for the world. Dragons, that's biological. Physics/magic, that's a magic mirror and a magic system. Zombies and animal spirits fall under metaphysics because they do not abide by biological or physics kind of thing. So that's deities, demons, that kind of thing. And then animal spirits also in the spirits world. So with these kind of random groups, I'm going to put them together into a kind of coherent system, and then I'm going to build out and extrapolate on the world based on these certain things. So yeah, I will begin in just a second and take about 50 minutes and show you the results. 15 minutes in at this point, maybe a little more, and I thought I would show you part of the process after you watched it all there. Don't worry, I checked my ribs, they're doing well. I'll have good dinner tonight. So anyways, just real quick, this is part of the interconnection process. This is Sanderson's third rule, I think. Yes, third rule, just about how everything needs to kind of be streamlined and interconnected, which is a lot of these arrows. So I'm going to look at the process real quick. We had two metaphysical ideas, and they seem pretty diametrically opposed. One was zombies. The second one is animal spirits. One, is just flesh, no spirit. The other one is spirit, no flesh. So I think, we had that's going to be a good dichotomy right there. And we also had magic and dragons. So humans for do the magic. I guess it could be elves or something, but we're going to stick with magic. With humans, we look at their transport, offense, confusion, and strength. Those I was able to group together. Those are all offensive abilities. So they're just going to be, so it's not a peaceful existence for them. Also transport, which means probably no dragon riding, which is how we think of them. So did not connect the humans and the dragons because of that. I did end up connecting the humans and the zombies, and the dragons and animal spirits. Animal spirits being, with nature and that kind of thing, and animals means non-human. Well, the zombies we're going to assume are just human zombies, so they go with that. So I ended up putting dragons and interconnecting them to the animal spirits. The idea that they are the avatars of nature. So each animal type has one avatar, and that is the form of the dragon. So the dragon is going to be like a lion dragon, or a tiger dragon, or a shark dragon, etc., etc. And there's only one on the entire planet for that species. As such, the humans and the dragons don't like each other, and that is because of the zombies. So the idea is, and this is now that I've kind of connected them together, so humans necessitate zombies, I started applying antecedents of what needs to be in place for these things to happen. And the whole idea is that, zombies, human zombies, and then we have this really kind of outlier out here of prophecy, mirrors of prophecy. So there needed to be someone giving the prophecy. This is again applying the antecedents. So I ended up applying a new fantasy conceit in metaphysics of a god of death. And this is the god that is directing humans. And the idea is that the god is the one who said, once you die, your flesh belongs to the people and your spirit belongs to me. And he kind of took over the human society, and as such, they have basically domesticated zombies. The whole idea is that whenever you die, your spirit goes to the god of death, and now your flesh remains to be domesticated by the humans, which means they lop off the jaw, and then you work the fields. So again, that's coming back to our interconnection of the animal spirits. The idea is that there is no domestication of animals on this planet because they are all sentient and have a species, or have an avatar dragon that is stopping humans from domesticating them. As such, humans have domesticated zombies. So that's the interconnection using antecedents and such to come up with it. So then I took the idea of the god of death. He gives everyone a mirror at their birth. And that mirror is your prophecy. You are going to do this with life. And, and if you ever look into the mirror, you can speak to one of the priests of this god who will give you advice on based of what what they want you to do. So this is kind of a society controlled. Everyone gets a mirror at birth. Whenever you're confused, then you can speak to the god, or to the priest of the god who speaks for the god. Always fun. And they will be fighting the dragons. I'm going to spend some more time building out, but I've just now finished the building up process, so I've connected all these very disparate things and kind of put a concept behind it, and now I'm going to apply those conceits for the next 20-30 minutes or so and come up with a little bit of a world. So bear with me. It's been about 50 minutes. Did my brainstorming, showed you earlier. how I kind of worked all of that together and connected everything. And to reiterate, you probably just heard seconds ago, this world is one where every animal has a spirit for the species, and as such, the kind of sentient spirits don't want the humans to domesticate them. So there's never been any domestication on this world. Though one of the human gods of death, and I think I used Vulgar, the language generator, to come up with his name. His name is Clairsped. Anyways, which sounds kind of runic to me, so I went with that. So this god decided to, since they couldn't ever domesticate anything, he ended up blessing them with zombies. So whenever you die, your body your spirit goes away to Clairsped, and then your body belongs to the people, and they domesticate you, which is to say they knock off your jaw and put you in a harness, and then use you as a beast of burden. And so their entire technological system is based on beasts of burden, but human beasts of burden. So they don't have horses and cattle and that kind of thing. They have zombies. And so so I'm going to use, though I'm not a big fan of using English medieval analogs, I'm going to use it in this case just because it's easier to understand. So we're going to use an English analog. So medieval times, think castles with all the land around it that is being cultivated by zombies. So you have a team of zombies out plowing the field with a caretaker kind of thing. The thing is, animals don't like this, and they are those that live in the cities, followers of Clairsped, because that's fun to say, and then there are the adherents that still follow the animal spirits, and these are the Rouge, R-U-R-G-E, Rouge, sounds like urge, but with an R. And they still live within nature, so they're still hunter and gatherers, tribal. They are in turn hunted by the people who live in the castles. And as such, they've also, Clairsped, I forgot to mention that part, he kind of controls everyone through the prophesy. And the idea is once you're born, your spirit belongs to Clairsped and your body belongs to the people. So you were given a mirror that you carry with you, and that on your 13th birthday or whatever, you'll look into it, and the priest will assign you, your position for the rest of your life. And if you ever have doubts or things, you can look into the mirror and talk to the priest, who will, communicate with you and keep you, strong and adherent to the god. Thing is, the god also made a rune-style magic system based on offense, confusion, and strength, and transport, because remember, they don't have any domesticated animals, so we're going to go with flying carpets, just because I watched Aladdin last night, so flying carpets it is. And the people who live, and these are the chosen ones, because they are magic. It said in there that they have to be chosen, so that's, comes in with the prophecy. I've mentioned before how world building and affects the plot and the characters, and this is the case, so I'm going to go with one of these. Chosen by Clairsped. They act as the knights in this world. They're the ones who have the magic. They can go out and battle, the dragons that are of course raiding the areas and trying to stop all the zombies, because they realize this is a natural. So they are, an elite fighting force of knights, magic knights, because they have their strength and offensive abilities. So we're going to make our main character of this story that we're just generating as we go along. We call him Gillen, and the whole idea is he's one of these. He is a firm believer in the god of death, Clairsped. He knows his runes. He's very low level because this is starting a series, and of course YA is that not. Just younger characters, or more important things happen when they're young. So this seems like a kind of story that's going to reflect that, because it's going to be about eye-opening and experiencing the culture. We're going to go with a kind of Dances with Wolves / Avatar basic story where he's a firm believer in this, believes in his prophecy, is so proud to serve, can't wait till he can die and let his body serve the people even more, and his spirit goes to the god of death. He's just joined the team, so we get some fun other characters that are going to have similar abilities. he's not incredibly strong, but he's learning. He's kind of gifted. They're sent out, and we'll have a good opening sequence where you get to see someone die. And there's a big celebration when you die, and your body then begins to serve the people. And they're sent out to hunt some of these adherents of the spirit people that are in the area, because they are nomadic and they follow their avatar, so their dragon. And so early on in the story, we're going to say that his team, Gillen's team, ends up capturing the dragon. Usually they're destroyed, which just means that the dragon will come to the form of a new one, so it just starts over again. But this time, because this is a different story, a new story, the dragon is captured and taken back to the castle, and as such, the people who follow this dragon have lost their way. They don't know what to do now that their guiding force, avatar, is gone. At the same time, Gillen is left behind and captured by these nomads that follow the animal spirits. And they take from him his runes, or his stuff that he uses to write his runes, but they don't take his mirror. So the story would be of him, in with them, and he contacts the priest and say, hey, I'm still alive, get me out of here. And the priest says, no, now we have an inside man into these people, these nomads that we've never able to capture. Stay with them and feed us information as we figure out what to do with their dragon. So then the story will become Gillen as he is living with these Rouge, and we get to see their magic system, which is based on the spirits. Let's say they're fox spirits, so that they value cleverness, and we'll see their society kind of falling apart, and him being brought into the society both as a prisoner and as someone who is supposed to be betraying them as he learns to love them. Again, Dances with Wolves kind of thing, because that's a classic story. And then it'll be him learn the magic system, probably fall in love, because those are great stories. And by the end of it, he's going to be the one who has to go in to kill the dragon so rebirth can begin again. So it'd be a kind of interesting story of him taking down the system, protecting the others, and turning against the prophecy that he believed in for so long. And the psychological aspect of him talking to the priest and then beginning to lie to the priests for the people. And there you go. We have a fun little world that started with random things of a magic system, magic mirror of prophecy, dragons, zombies, and animal spirits. Again, we used bottom up to interconnect all of them, and once they were interconnected, then we built out. So build up, build out, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions for things to throw into the bucket, let me know, and I will try to incorporate them.